Here is the latest transfer update by Beyond the Match. If you're not following us across all channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on YouTube, do well to follow us everywhere. First of all, Ryan Cherki. Manchester City are still pushing to sign Ryan Cherki. Remember, Manchester City are active on the market. They are looking for exceptional players that are technical, that can be able to play the Pep Guardiola way. Manchester City don't want to have this kind of season they already have. So that is why they are pushing. Ryan Cherki is a player that have already instructed his agent to look for a new club for him. He has also said goodbye to Lyon. He is now ready for a new challenge. Chelsea tried to sign him last summer, but they could not be able to complete that deal. Manchester City are there. For still Manchester City. Manchester City have now submitted the official bid for Tijani Reinders. The bid worth 60 million euros, add-ons included. They are now negotiating. AC Milan don't want to let Tijani Reinders leave for 60 million. They feel like this player is a player that is worth more. They feel like he's an important player of their squad. They feel like they feel like they can get more money. So they are now in conversation with Manchester City, trying to nudge Manchester City to improve the offer before letting Tijani Reinders leave. Let me tell you the situation for AC Milan. AC Milan, for not making Europe, not Europa League, not Conference League, not Champions League, they are forced to sell a lot of their players to be able to balance the books. If you watch, they have a lot of superstars on high wage. They have Liao, they have Reinders, they have a lot of players. Now they are trying to trim down the squad to be able to conform with their new realities. That is why Reinders is an important one to watch. Continue with AC Milan. Allegri will be the new coach. Everything is already agreed. He's going to come in. The former coach have already been sacked. On Chelsea front, Nkunku is expected to leave Chelsea. Bayern made an offer to Nkunku, earlier during, December, but right now the talks died down. But it is obvious on the player side, on the club side, they want Nkunku to leave. Some clubs are showing interest already on Nkunku. Tottenham are interested in signing Nkunku. Chelsea want to get around 60 million from Nkunku. Nkunku played very well in Bundesliga, but at Chelsea, he failed woefully, even though he started his season with injury and a lot of things. But Chelsea feels like right now, Nkunku is no longer part of the project. Chelsea are looking forward to getting 60 million. Tottenham Hotspur have inquired about this deal. We are watching to see whether Tottenham Hotspur will make an official move to sign Nkunku. Then, Maguire, Ipswich Town are pushing to sign Maguire on loan. This is a separate deal. Ipswich feel like Maguire is a player that they appreciate so much. McKenna loves Maguire. They think like Maguire is a player that can be able to improve them in the championship. The good thing is that Chelsea can send Maguire to Ipswich and he will develop there, then return to Chelsea to be a superstar. On the other side, Chelsea have completed the signing of Liam Delap. 30 million pounds. This is one of the cheapest deal for a quality striker. This player have now accepted the terms. He rejected Manchester United, rejected Everton. In fact, according to reports, the reason he chose Chelsea made Champions League. He felt like it's an important aspect. It's an important competition for him to play in. And secondly, Enzo Maresca have managed him before. He knows familiar faces in the squad, Lavia and also Kopama. According to reports again, Lavia pushed and influenced him to join him at Chelsea. Now Liam Delap will be able to sign for Chelsea. Medicals are already booked. Everything is going to be completed as quickly as possible as Chelsea try to assemble the squad for Club World Cup. On also Chelsea front, Chelsea are still in the market looking for defenders. Brett White from Everton has been mentioned, but Chelsea are looking at different defenders. They want to improve the defensive position. Remember right now, Santos is now going to come back at Chelsea. Petrovic is going to come back. Enzo Maresca is going to make another hard decision this summer to be able to trim the squad, to say the players that will stay and the players that will leave. And hopefully, Chelsea can be able to make the right decisions. Sterling will be returning to Chelsea. Datro Fofana will be returning to Chelsea. Ben Chilwell will be returning to Chelsea. These are players that Chelsea don't see as part of the squad. Chelsea are going to find solution for these players to find a permanent move outside the Stamford Bridge. Idris Gueye have now signed an extension on his contract at Everton. Moyes loved this guy. He's now signed 2 years extension to continue his time at Everton. Remember, Everton are moving to their new stadium, and Gueye will be among the squad that will open that stadium to the world of football. Congratulations to him. Kolo Toure and Pep Linders are now being considered by Pep Guardiola to join him at his backroom staff. Remember, Kolo Toure have worked at Leicester, worked at Liverpool, and now for Manchester City, his grace is massive. He's an important assistant coach. Pep Guardiola's assistant coach have already left, and they are looking to replace them with these two coaches. Antonio Conte have now resolved his problem with De Laurentiis. De Laurentiis have now offered to give him a new contract, improve his position and give him more freedom to make changes within the squad. Antonio Conte accepted the offers and the condition, and he will continue at Napoli. Remember, Napoli are on the market. They're going to sign Kevin De Bruyne. They are very, very close. Everything is almost done. They want to revamp the squad. They want to go heavily in the Champions League and try to defend the Scudetto. They're also interested in Jonathan David. Remember, they have Lukaku, they have McTominay, they have a lot of good players, but they want to still bring in superstars. And Antonio Conte is working now together with the De Laurentiis for them to solve this and improve Napoli Football Club. Everton have triggered the clause to sign Charlie Alcaraz from Flamengo. The deal worth 15 million plus 3 million add-on. Everton felt like this player is a player that they love so much. He's a part of their squad. They were skeptical on triggering it earlier in the season, but now they have been able to trigger it and make this guy a permanent stay in the squad. Al Hilal are interested in signing Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo wants to play at the Club World Cup. He wants to complete all competitions. So this is why he has not been able to renew his contract at Al Nassr. Al Hilal, in fact, the government are now involved. Cristiano Ronaldo wants to make a good decision for himself. Al Nassr wants him to stay. Al Hilal are pushing to get him, to take him to the Club World Cup. But now, no decision has been made. We will see whether Ronaldo accepts the offer from Al Nassr. Al Nassr are giving him an important offer. He will own 5% stake at the club, and then plus, huge salary. But then, the offer of playing at the Club World Cup, Ronaldo is still considering a lot of things. Hopefully, we will know Ronaldo's decision any moment from now. Arsenal are close to reaching an agreement with Gabriel Magalhaes, on new contract till 2031. He's an important player. Remember his combination with Saliba. Very, very important. So Arsenal are pushing, at least. They are now getting closer to renew his contract. Liverpool have completed the signing of Milos Kekes. £45 million, 5-year deal agreed already. Very soon it will be made official. Kekes is a player that Arne Slot have appreciated for a very long time. Now Arne Slot is on the verge of getting his men. Frimpong have already completed his signing, paperwork, everything is done. Expect Liverpool announcement any moment from now. Liverpool will make it official. Frimpong is a new player. For Florian Wirtz, Leverkusen and Liverpool are continuing their negotiation for the transfer of Florian Wirtz. They are very, very close on reaching an agreement. Liverpool submitted a bid in excess of 100 million. Personal terms and conditions have already been agreed. It's no longer an issue. It's now club-to-club basis. Liverpool are pushing to get it done. And very, very soon, they will find an agreement. There is progress. There is positive talks. There is no disagreement between them. They are just heading towards the final line for Florian Wirtz to be a new player for Liverpool Football Club. On that note, Real Madrid are negotiating with Liverpool to allow Trent Alexander-Arnold to play at the Club World Cup. Liverpool wants to get something. If not, they won't allow Arnold to play in that competition. They will wait for Arnold to join as a free agent after July. So right now, Real Madrid are pushing, but Liverpool will get a compensation from Real Madrid. It will be in millions, right? And Liverpool are trying to get the solution so that Arnold can join Real Madrid officially. On Jadon Sancho, Chelsea are now negotiating with Jadon Sancho and his agent. They want to trigger the 25 million that Chelsea have to buy Sancho. But here are the catch. Chelsea don't want to pay Sancho the 250,000 he is on currently. Chelsea want to negotiate down and let Sancho reduce his wages so that Chelsea can be able to complete that signing. Now, Sancho is communicating with agents to see whether he can be able to get offer that is worth that salary in another club. Or should he reduce his wage to conform with Chelsea's wage structure and remain at Chelsea? So there's now a conversation, there's now a communication. Very soon we will see the outcome. But what you must know is that Chelsea will not pay Sancho the current salary he's on if they are to trigger that that release clause. FC Porto are now closer to agreeing a deal with Al Ahly to sign Gabriel Viega. This guy went to Saudi, as a young promising midfielder, from Spanish midfield. Everybody was like, why did he go to Saudi? I remember it was one of the biggest signings as a young player. Now he's ready to return back to Europe. And now FC Porto are pushing to get it done. They still have one or two things to clarify, but it's an important player that played very well in Spain. Probably can return to FC Porto and we can see him in the bigger stage again. So here are the updates for the transfer in this hour. Remember, if you need football jersey, kits, retros, new jersey, old jersey, anything about your football club or any club, slide into my DM. I have all these things in stock. Buy them from me. Thank you for those that patronize me. I appreciate you so much. We are trustworthy. Your money, your funds are safe with us. Once you buy from us, we deliver 100%, no stories. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.